Hello everybody, Spark152 here to do a little overview and tech review sort of the new mouse I got. Now this is a gaming mouse that I sort of looked on the internet and Amazon, and I knew I just had to have it for many reasons, and let me tell you why. So this mouse is called the Etekcity M555 or M555 for other people, and it's a pretty under the radar product. Not many people do reviews on this. There's been one or two overviews of it, but no one has really done a full-fledged review of what they think, except for that one guy on YouTube. I forgot his name. But nonetheless, we are going to just dive in and see what this mouse has to offer. And personally, I think it's one of the best tech purchases you can get as a consumer. So let me show you the page I bought it on. So I bought it on Amazon, and the reason why this mouse is so great is because of the price. And here we have it on Amazon here for $13.99, and it's been getting just countless good reviews and a bunch of good questions. So what makes this mouse pretty great? Well, let's get started. So as you can see, this mouse is sort of suited to be ergonomically shaped for your hand, and I think it's one of the best feeling mice I've ever used, and it's actually quite big. To put into retrospect, this is sort of very bulky in the hand, as you can see. So over here we can see that it has some rubber grips for you to rest your thumb in this one little area, and these two side-scrolling page buttons for many people who like to scroll the internet. Here we have the scroll wheel, which is very nice, and I like to call it chunky because it's very tactile and heavy, responsive. And over here we have the DPI switch buttons, which switches this color to 3 different types of variants. So right now I have it on the default setting at 1600 DPI. You could switch it to the maximum 2400 DPI, which turns blue, and the lowest setting is 800 DPI, which is kind of standard. Over on the left side of the mouse, you can see that they've included this little ergonomic thing. I'm sorry, I don't really know what to call it. They just shaped the design here with this sort of glossy plastic for you to rest your ring finger on. So if I were to show you an example from a top view, switch it back to red. If you're a palm grip user, you usually use the entire mouse to your advantage in gaming, and this will fit perfectly right here. And your pinky, would fall into this little rubber groove here. So you put your hand like this. Now it's quite natural for you to move the mouse around, and I feel as if it's very great in the hand. So looking at it from my hand, you could see it sort of fills and covers up the entire hand. So let me give you a size reference on my previous mouse. So I just got this today, and I just sort of unboxed it. I didn't really want to do an unboxing video for it. So here we have the eBlue Cobra 2. This is the red edition. As you can see, it has these glowing red lights that you can use, and in my opinion, it's a very sturdy and rugged mouse, and I feel like this would be a worthy spare, but I've been using this in all my gaming ever since. But I didn't really like the flat feel of it, so I sort of looked online and I wanted to get an upgrade, and I feel as if this would be a suitable one. And if you could tell, if you ever look on the pages, this is actually the same exact price as this mouse, so I thought it had to be good. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, well, it's great so far. So in the size reference, it's roughly the same in terms of the length here. This is not going to be a versus video, so I'm not going to say, oh, one's better than the other, but I'm just saying from a size standpoint, this one is a bit bigger than this one due to its amount of bulk. Now let's go over to the quality. There are some little quality issues that I'm sort of worried about for many future years. First, as you can see, the DPI switches are loose, so it sort of jiggles about. Let me shake it if you can hear it. That's sort of what you hear sometimes. And if you're one of those sporadic gamers who are in FPS games and you're just like going left and right all the time, you're just going to hear that constant jiggle of these keys, which can get annoying. I don't know. Next is also the fact that the scroll wheel does not change any color whatsoever, not even the the little driver software it comes with will change the color, but that's alright. I mean, it kind of looks awesome with the mismatching colors. I mean, you got to admit that blue is pretty damn cool to look with that red, and even the green. I mean, seriously, there's no mismatched colors, and you're not really going to notice the difference because your palm's going to be covering up the logo the entire time. And speaking of the logo, they say it comes with this breathing light. Well, it's not technically a breathing light, it's more just a pulsating blinking light. As you can see, I'm a gamer on a budget, and I don't really want to spend so much money on my gaming gear unless, you know, it's a birthday present. So when I got this mouse, I'm incredibly happy. So if we can, let's go and do a little example. I may be only to use one hand though, because I have my camera here. So let's use an example though. Let's fire up a game. I'm using the Steel Series Merc Stealth Gaming Keyboard as well. Sorry about the camera focus. So I'm just gonna right out here. There's me in Ireland. And let's load up Battlefield 4. Now, this may take a while, because you know how Battlefield 4 is. So let's just go to multiplayer and go to the test range, because I don't want to wait 30 minutes to just boot up a match. And let me just show you how it feels. So while that's booting up, let's just go back to the mouse here. The rubber grips on the sides are very tactile feeling and fit like very naturally with your thumb. These two chunky buttons here also are really good for navigating web pages, and you don't really need anything more than that. Durability wise though, I would say that the other mouse is a bit better. Coming over here, you can see that if I lift this a bit, well, what do you know, it's loading. It sort of lifts up. Now, it says on the box that this has a keystroke life of 5 million clicks. I have no idea how long it would take to get to that much, and I don't know who would want to count that many, but that seems like a long time. Oh, and another thing, what I like about this mouse is the intense amount of quality actually put into it. Build quality wise, I would say it's rather decent. Maybe not as well rugged and performed maybe as a Razer or a Boris, but I mean seriously, you would pay $150 for that. But what I like about this is the little extra hints on the kink that makes this mouse great. Over here we have a braided cable instead of the traditional regular wired cable here. And the braided cable means you will have extra durability life for the mouse wire, so that way it doesn't bend. And I have it plugged in here. Maybe I should unplug it to show you. It has a gold-plated USB cable that can be compatible for USB 3.0 and 2.0, and it has their logo right here. So let me plug that back in. There you go. I have Windows 8, so yeah, it kind of sucks. Alright, so let's get to it, and let's just choose a specific class here. I have only one hand to work with, so I don't know what to show you most of the time. But we're going to go with my engineer class with my AK-5C. Alright, so in retrospect, I'm just going to jiggle the mouse left and right. There is no ghosting whatsoever, so if you're ever worried about that, there's no intense ghosting features that would prevent this mouse from being pretty good. So I'm just going to fire at some targets here. And I'm saying right now, from playing this, it feels very, very good in the hand and natural, and it uses up my entire hand. Now, for any of you gamers who are using the claw grip instead of just using the entire palm grip, this is sort of built for you as well, because even though there is this little bit on the side, you can easily adjust to the palm grip and sort of get used to it, because your ring finger will sort of fall into that little groove with the extra little rubber grip. Now, I've heard some reviews, like the little bad ones, where they say, oh, the rubber sides start to peel off after about a week, but I'm not completely sure. I just got this mouse and this is sort of right out of the box fresh, so I'm not going to throw it on the ground or anything, but I'm just worried for the worst in the future. But I feel as if this rubber grip here is for the stay. But anyway, for the price, I mean, you don't really need to worry about it. Now, if you got a Razer Death Adder and had that problem, okay, I can understand. But when it comes to a mouse like this, it's just so good and so responsive, and I feel as if everyone should have one of these, at least as a spare. And that's what I would say. If I were to rate this mouse, at the moment, I would give it at least like a 5 out of 5 stars, if not a 4.5 out of 5 stars, if that's even possible. I can't hit this. Alright. I'm not the best at Battlefield, just saying. So I'm not really going to move. So let's go into the DPI settings here. This is the blue, which is the highest at 2400. It may look a bit choppy because I'm not directly recording the video. I'm just recording on my PC monitor and the camera. This is the red. This is sort of the middle, where it's 1600, which is the max DPI for my previous mouse I just showed you. And this is the green, which is 800 DPI. Most accountable for professional players on CSGO and snipers in Battlefield 4. So from that, it is a very good mouse. So we're going to quit here, and the last thing I want to show you is the driver software that comes with this mouse. Yes, this thing does come with some customizability driver software, and that's another thing I like about it. Now, you can't really, it's not a customization monster like the SteelSeries Sensei or anything, but it's charming that it even has a customizable software for the price being. So it's not really labeled anything really when you boot it up. If I can boot it up. Right here it just says standard mouse driver. Now I have no idea what that means, and I have no idea why it's not booting up at the moment, but the driver comes in a tiny little disc that you could put to download it. Bear with me, I'm so sorry about this. It was just working a couple of seconds ago. Maybe this would bring out the score a bit, but for me, I'm more of a plug-and-play gamer, so I don't really need to use any driver disk to customize anything at the moment, unless I really want to tweak in the settings a bit. So if I can find it, I would show you. Use my Windows 8 here and just type in mouse. That is strange. It's not booting up for some reason. Well, I guess I can't really show you the mouse software at the moment, but I can tell you that this mouse is very great for the price. So if you have like 15 bucks on you and you just want a good overall good gaming mouse and good regular mouse in general, I would pick up one of these. This is a really good. And even though Etekcity is sort of foreign to the whole gaming gear, because they always make accessories like Wi-Fi routers, USB ports, and all that, they made a really good mouse, and I could speak up for them and say that this is one of the best gaming mice that you can get for the price. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this video was helpful for whoever wants to buy this mouse. And indeed, I would want to buy this mouse. I did. So I'm Sparkle152 here, and I'm out here. See you later, guys.